Hey, I'm Abigail Rose with Glass Factory, and today I'm going to play you the acoustic version of my new single, Phase.
Are you just a phase, someone that I crave for a minute or a day? Are you just a phase that my father hates? Grow up, I wanna wait. Can we slow the pace? Or maybe it's too late. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. Skipping like a broke record, running out of time and love. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. What would it take to not remember? I don't wanna know better. I don't wanna know better. Stuck inside a dream, leaning back the seats. Summer 17, pretty as it seems. Never wanna blink, ooh la la. Afraid to fall asleep, ooh la la. Everything is sweet, then bitter when I leave. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. Skipping like a broke record, running out of time and love. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. What would it take to not remember? I don't wanna know better. I don't wanna know better. My own good tells me I should get going before the magic's gone. Running, stay too long. My own good tells me I should get going before the magic's gone. Running, stay too long. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. Skipping like a broke record, running out of time and love. I don't wanna know better, but I already know too much. What would it take to not remember? I don't wanna know better. I don't wanna know better. My own good tells me I should get going before the magic's gone. Don't let it stay too long.
I'm from Nashville, and I wasn't born here, but I've lived here since I was around 1 year old, so I definitely claim Nashville as my home. I got into music when I was really young. I think that I knew I wanted to be a performer when I was probably, I don't even know, like a little baby, because my family always told me stories of myself growing up where I would demand their attention and I would put on shows for them and start singing, and they'd be like, "What are you singing?" And I'd be like, "I'd made up my own songs." So I was never singing like, songs I knew. I was always making up my own stuff. But I think, growing up in a city like Nashville had a huge impact on me getting into music when I was really young. And, when I was 11 years old, I asked for a guitar. I started actually writing songs around that age. And as they say, the rest is history. Honestly, it depends. I think, every song is different, but for the most part, I would say that I get a lyrical idea in my head along with like how I want it to sound, so the melody, and then I'll go to my guitar or piano and see if I can, come up with good sounding chords to go with it. But when I do sessions with other people, when I do co-writes and stuff, we usually do start with the track first and start building it from there. So it just depends, but for the most part, it usually the lyrics come first. So Phase to me is about reminiscing on being young while you're still young, which is something I think I did a lot of growing up, and kind of like already feeling nostalgic about certain things, but I'm still young while I'm feeling nostalgic about it, if that makes any sense. I think so much about age and time and growing up and getting older and the different phases of your life. And ultimately, that's why I called the song Phase, because I don't really I don't say the word phase in the chorus or anywhere else in the song besides the very first couple lines. But to me, this whole feeling that I'm describing is a phase of life that you go through, and transitioning from being like a teenager into adulthood, that's what this is about. So it's just like growing up and kind of reminiscing on being young. Well, I did write the song with a couple other songwriters. I wrote it with Tyler Murray, Andrew Tulos, and Matt Pingle. The four of us got together. I remember it like it was yesterday, but in actuality, it was, I think, around 2 years ago now. And it was a night write, and I don't do a lot of night writes, but this one, it kind of set the mood for the song, and we were all just like hanging out. And I just remember Tyler, he was working on the very intro of the chords you hear, and I remember he started playing something, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's it, like keep going with that. And I think I wanted to write a song about the subject matter of like growing up and kind of what you go through from that transition from being a teenager into adulthood, and kind of like the idea almost that when you get older, it's like you already know better to do things or to not do things. But you don't want to know better. Like it's like ignorance is bliss. Like you want to be able to play dumb and be like, oh, I just don't know better and I'm still a kid, but really you're an adult, so you can't say that anymore. And I feel like we're all in this similar age group when we were writing it, and so everyone kind of related to it. And then I ended up bringing the song, now this is like a year ago, to my producer, Galen Crew, and I played it for him, and he was like, yeah, let's definitely record this song, but I have one idea that we could do for the chorus. And he changed all the chords in the chorus and made it major, which is to me, it's a game changer. It's like something that feels maybe so small, but it ended up being so big. So now he's also a writer on the song and just brought it to a whole new level. And I love collaborating with all these different guys. So at the beginning of COVID, I definitely wasn't feeling really motivated to create. I think because the uncertainty of the world and how, extreme everything felt, music just felt very trivial, or creating felt very trivial to me. And like, it just didn't matter. Like there were more important things to either focus on or put my attention towards. But now, a couple months into everything, I definitely think I have started to turn to music to pull me out of that mindset that I was in, and it's now helping me kind of get back to the creative self that I am. But I ended up talking to a couple different friends of mine that are also creatives, and they all kind of felt the same way, and just kind of felt at the beginning like it was just the only word I can think of is like trivial, like it just didn't feel important. But now it's also one thing it has helped me is it's definitely made me more independent when it comes to things like tracking my own vocals. I have a song that I'm going to be releasing in 2021, and I recorded the vocals myself, and that was the first time I ever did something like that. So it definitely pushed me to grow in other areas and, made me more independent, which is always good. So speaking of being independent, I think, especially right now at this stage I'm at, being an independent artist is really important, because ultimately you're the one that's making all the decisions and steering the ship, and it's your ambition that's going to drive your career. And I think that's really important for a new artist to be the driving force in their career. And it gets you, it's like a fast track to getting to know yourself, because you're making every decision for your career. And of course, like, I think it's really important to collaborate and to work with other people, and, you know, building out your team is so important. But I think by having some time as an independent artist that you don't really have a lot of voices or a lot of input, and you can really hone in who you are, that's very valuable. And it's like, take advantage of that time while you can and soak it up, because it won't be that way forever. Some of the best advice that I've received is know who you are, or they'll tell you who you are. And that has definitely been a mantra in my head, because I think, like, going back to what I was saying before, I think it's really important for an artist to, you know, spend time with themselves and know yourself, so that you know what you're not and what you won't do, and just who you are as a person. And I think, you know, that's if you're independent or if you're with a label or whatever. But ultimately, I just think that advice was very great, and it's stayed with me. Thanks for tuning into my session with Glass Factory. I'm Abigail Rose. I hope you go follow me on Spotify and on social media, where you can find me at the THE Abigail Rose.